Welcome back, everybody, to Block Set Challenge, a series where I'm trying to build valid and unique NPC housing using full block sets and their furniture. I have no idea how long the series will go on for, probably till I get bored, being completely honest with you. But that being said, let's get into today's episode where we're building with the Forbidden Block and its furniture. The Forbidden Block set is a new item and furniture set from Terraria's 1.4.5 update. It's much like a pharaoh themed block, so I wanted to try making something from ancient Egypt. Now, when I say from ancient Egypt, it's definitely a little bit more directly something from ancient Egypt, as I am taking a reference image and trying to build off of that, but it is also with a lot of creative liberties because I do not have really full historical knowledge of ancient Egypt, and I don't really want to attempt to make anything that's like, I don't want to say I'm trying to replicate something because I'm really just going off of vibes here, to be completely honest. As I was working off of reference images, I really kind of made the conclusion that I wanted to get very experimental with this, and I would need to get very experimental with this because there's a lot of stuff going on in the reference image that just looks very vibrant. It has a lot of color, it has a lot of design and features. It's not a typical pyramid where it's all very much one scale, or sorry, one like texture or one color. It's like a lot of different things going on, and it looks really cool. And I thought, like, this is the time to be brave and try to make something interesting because it's something I'm trying to share with you all, and it's something I wanted to actually get out of my comfort zone here a bit. So you will see me messing around with a lot of different bright and saturated colors, trying to replicate the image I was working with, which I don't want to share because it's not my image, and I don't know how much I have leeway to share on that one. Now that we've gotten a bit further on to this build, I'm sure you guys can get a picture of what I wanted this to look like. Here I wanted to start with some hieroglyphics. They look awful, I know. I didn't want it to look too pristine because it's not really the focal point of the build, but I just wanted it to look enough like there's something going on there from like texture breaking up kind of perspective. I am kind of just trying to share with you guys my thoughts. I was on a vacation right after I recorded this, so this was a little bit ago, and I'm trying to remember fully like what was going through my mind at the time. But I really wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do just a pyramid. I wanted to do something that would look pretty cool, and I really like doing these like background or like facade builds. I wanted to do a facade, and I kind of played around with the idea of, do I make an interior for the facade? How am I going to incorporate the forbidden blocks? I wasn't totally sure, so you'll see me experimenting a lot, but I knew that I had the facade in mind. I had this structure in mind to kind of replicate a palace entrance in ancient Egypt. And you guys can, yeah, I'll get to what I decided to do a little bit further on. So now I'm able to start the part where I am incorporating the forbidden blocks and its furniture set, which is where I decided that I wanted to actually make it look like the building is underneath the structure. Think of like different floors and levels as it goes into like a basement or something, and that it was like closer to us. So it's kind of, the basement is a larger footprint than the facade, and I wanted it to look a little bit more like ruins, and that it had been caved in and we were actually able to enter from the ceiling. So that's what I started working on, digging out an area and filling it in with some more details. So this is the moment where I decided that the Easter block is actually surprisingly very useful for this style of build. The forbidden block was kind of hard to incorporate. I used it for a lot of detail work and to kind of blend things together, especially like golden sections. It was the furniture that I ended up going really heavy with, but yeah, I used the Easter block to make some good looking pillars. I used the forbidden tables as bases and tops, and I just had some fun really experimenting with this and figuring out how I wanted to fill the space in this room. That being said, I did struggle a lot and kind of get really indecisive of like, is this what I want this build to be? Is this like accomplishing the task I set out to use this furniture set and block set? So please let me know what you think. Let me know if you think maybe this really wasn't sticking to the theme of the challenge. I really thought that it was, but I also struggled with it quite a bit because I might have gotten a little bit too experimental. But I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. At this point, I'm going to let this time lapse play out, and I will check in with you all once I'm ready to wrap things up. This is going to do it for today. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me. I hope you liked the end result. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure if this fits with the parameters of the challenge, but I think it did a pretty good job, especially creating something a little bit more unique, and I got the vertical height that I wanted that I didn't get in my last build, so I'm also very happy with that. I hope you guys like this project. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any ideas for the next video, please make sure to let me know. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye!